Namaste. Velayathan Chempakaraman Thampi, son of Shri Manakara Kunjumaiti Pillai, was the Dalava or Prime Minister between 1802 and 1809 in the Indian Kingdom of Travancore. Velu Thampi was born on 6th May 1765 in Kalkulam near Nagarkoil, Tamil Nadu, which was then in the Travancore princely state. He is best known for being one of the earliest individuals to rebel against the British East India Company's supremacy on India.
Beginning his career as the Tahsildar at Mavelikara under the reign of Maharaja Balarama Varma, he gradually grew in stature, all because of his commitment, hard work, administrative ability, and astute diplomacy. He got elevated to the level of Dalava of Travancore when he faced opposition. Having cleared the opposition by a smart war strategies, Velu Thampi became Dalava with no opposition. With support from Madras Presidency, Velu Thampi took full control of the state and exercised extreme punishments like flogging, cutting off ears, etc. to eliminate corruption and misconduct in the government offices. No mercy was shown on public offenders if they violated the code of conduct, which worked fairly well to bring in law and order in the governance. In about a year's time, peace and tranquility returned to the kingdom, and the people gave a sigh of relief as normalcy was restored within a year of Velu Thampi's accession to the Dalavaship. He introduced popular reforms and saw to it that the people's grievances and all their needs were redressed. At the same time, he wanted to improve the quality of life of the people living there. So, he paid attention to social and civilian matters. He built schools at many places, roads for transport, canals for irrigation, and judicial courts to sort out disputes. Primary education was made compulsory. He introduced land tax based on Ross yield, which was revolutionary at those times. The treaty signed with the British East India Company by the popular Maharaja Dharmaraja Ramavarma in 1795 was revised in 1805 and was known as the Treaty of 1805. This was in accordance with the English East India Company's policy of subordinate isolation, which imposed obligation on an Indian state to act in subordinate coordination with the British. This amounted to surrendering external sovereignty to the East India Company. The Indian state had to take care of the expenses of maintaining the British troops on its soil. The Nayar troops, who were a part of the Travancore army, were visibly upset with the reduction in their alliances and started revolting against it. This increased the number of British Indian forces stationed in Travancore and the amount of money to be paid as tribute to the British, though the expenditure of the state in the maintaining its standing army was drastically cut. This was the main change brought about in the Treaty of 1805. Velu Thampi was dead against the British officer, putting his nose into the internal matters of the kingdom. The truth was that the British and the ruler himself wanted to remove Velu Thampi for good. Never knowing the financial trap set by the British, the Maharaja of Travancore wanted to retain his royal status, titles, and money power, whereas for the British, the elimination of Velu Thampi would pave the way for almost total control over the kingdom directly. At Kundra, on January 11, 1809, Velu Thampi made a fiery proclamation called Kundra Proclamation against the British, their atrocities, and their motive to take over the kingdom. He asked the people to take to arms against the British and drive them out. His eloquence and emotional speech impacted the natives and they rose against the foreigners in unison. Velu Thampi's several encounters with the British did not succeed because they had better artillery power, strategies, and backup in the form of reinforcement. In many battles against the British, treachery and treason among the troops were a menace. After a series of fierce battle, Velu Thampi was caught near the Bhagavati temple at Mannadi. Wishing not to be taken alive by the ruler's troops and be executed, Velu Thampi went inside the temple and told to have committed suicide. The British failed to respect a dead man who had held powerful positions in the kingdom. As a mark of respect and honor of a great patriot and son of the soil, the Kerala government built a memorial of Velu Thampi Dalava, a research center, a museum, a park, and a statue at Mannadi near Adur. Vande Mataram.